Good early evening, everyone. This is your coaching colleague and friend, Dr. Brenda Bowers, and I am here with our Because We Are in the World segment. Because we are in the world, there are things that we need to know. Because we are not of the world, there are things we need to know. This segment is the Because We Are in the World, and it focuses daily on an update regarding the COVID-19 virus that our world is contending with. I look at a Wisconsin perspective, Milwaukee County perspective, municipality level perspective, Milwaukee predominantly, but we look at the other cities as well. And then we look also at the Johns Hopkins University schools and medicine, their database that covers the globe. So we always like to give you as close to the current data as we can. Today is Tuesday, April 7th, 2020. Much has happened with the primary election that's happening today. So I have checked, and it's my understanding that the databases are as up to date as they're going to be today, with refreshing on tomorrow. So we'll look and see what we have posted for today. So as it relates to the practicing what I preach, getting my disinfectant wipe, but I just touched my face and both of my hands. So for the state of Wisconsin, what we are looking at is the number has risen to 2,578 confirmed cases. Today, Tuesday, April 7th, 745 of those, or 29%, have required hospitalization. So a little higher. We were at about 27% needing hospitalization. There have been 92 deaths in the state as we look at the data from the state dashboard, which we know is a lag indicator. So we may see different numbers as we look at the different dashboards where the source of truth is closer to the origin of the data. And then we have reported today to 28,512 negative tests. So now we are right around that 34,000 people have been tested. And of those tested, we have about 2,500 that have come back confirmed and positive. So as I'm looking right now at the Wisconsin data, that data is reflecting exactly what I said. So it says 28,512 negative, 2,578 confirmed positive, 745, 29% hospitalizations required, and 92 deaths. So as we go back and look at the Milwaukee County data, and right before we do that, we can look, I can show you the coronavirus overview. That's the state of Wisconsin, because I do like for you to see what I'm looking at when I'm giving you information. So here's what we have, and this is the state of Wisconsin broken out by confirmed cases, and the roll up is what I've been providing you. So here we have, from as posted by Fox 6 News, that is the coronavirus in Wisconsin, confirmed cases. This also gives you that look that I was telling you about. When you look at Milwaukee, you see 1,387. So now we will look at that dashboard. We're going to go to the Milwaukee County dashboard. And as we look at that dashboard, I always refresh before I show it to you. And at the level of the county, let's check it out, and I can talk to you about it as we're looking at it. So we have Milwaukee County. 1,387 confirmed cases, 51, I'm sorry about that, it was my mouse falling, reported deaths. And as we look by race, we see Black or African American. Of that 1,387 confirmed cases, 626 of them are individuals that are Black or African American. And we also have this 363 number of not reported, 349 white, 23 other, 15 Asian, 6 American Indian, 4 multiple races, and 1 Native Hawaiian confirmed cases. So we see the cumulative count at the bottom left, the cumulative count that is continuing to rise. And then when we look at the right, and the sun is shining today, so I'm downstairs in my kitchen. That's why you're getting a little bit of that window glare, trying to get some natural light where possible. So when we look at the 51 deaths, now when we look at deaths by race, also we see that leading number being the Black population, followed by white, followed by Hispanic or Latino. We look down at that bottom right as the curve, it's starting to come over. We're starting to see a little bit of a hilltop versus it only being up and away, which it is still looking like global. So we're going to keep our eye on that. But that's the stratification as it relates to Milwaukee County. And when we look at that, excuse me, I told you I dropped my mouse, so I had to pick it up. So as we look at that race, ethnicity, the age stratification continues to be, when we really look at age, if you look at the majority of deaths, they have been between 60 and over 80 years old. So in, again, Milwaukee County. And as we look at that data from the county and you look at it by city, then we see that the majority, over 1,000, are in the city of Milwaukee. Of that 1,387 number, 1.1 or 1,100 of them are out of the city of Milwaukee. So definitely a large majority of the confirmed cases are in Milwaukee, the city of Milwaukee. So as we look at that age demographic, or gender demographic, excuse me, females are 735 of the positive cases, that 1,387 number in Milwaukee County. 735 are female, 652 are male. Really very close, with a slight propensity being towards females in the confirmed cases. So I'm looking at the gender case, and what's interesting there, when we look at total deaths, that 51 number, when we look at the 51 number, 20 of those deaths have been female and 31 of those deaths have been male. So again, depending what you're talking about when you look at the data, it's going to say something different. So don't get in an argument if someone's saying there's more women than men that are getting it, or there are more men than women that are getting it. The truth is that at Milwaukee County level, there is a higher number of women who have confirmed cases, but there's a higher number of men who have actually died from complications of COVID-19. So that's why you can get that different stratification regarding gender. And then lastly, of course, we look at Johns Hopkins. That always gives us a look at the whole world. You all know by now that I really think this is a cool database, because it takes data that is provided from 184 different sources and puts them in a global fashion that is relatively understandable for those who are not statisticians and not sociologists and aren't analytics professionals. You can still look at this and gauge and get an understanding of kind of what's going on there and the impact of this virus on the world. So let's look at Johns Hopkins. what it provides us today. So we see in that very bottom left corner, my left, this was updated 3:48 and 44 seconds p.m. on April 7th, 2020, 184 countries and regions reporting. And now we are up to 1,413,415 confirmed cases of COVID, with 386,817 of those confirmed cases being in the United States. So we look in the middle and we can see the United States, where it started out the majority gray. We are now, really got to squint to try to find some gray, because we're really covered in the red. And then to the right, we have total number of deaths of this confirmed 1.4 million. There have been 81,200 deaths that are associated with complications of COVID. And remember, that's where we don't have a U.S. roll up, because you can scroll up and down that 81,200 number and you can see at actually a municipality level. And we've looked at Milwaukee a couple of days as we look there. And then what I really love about this database is the number recovered, because it really is the only place where we see some positive uptick. And we see of this 1.4 million of confirmed, you still almost have 300,000 of that number that are reported as total recovery. And you see the U.S. down there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th one down from the top on the green. You see the United States reporting 20,191 having recovered. Now, when I was talking about that growing, we still haven't started curving. In that bottom right of the confirms, we see that that is still a growing number. So from the global look, that's what we're looking like today, April 7th, 2020. So again, I hope this has been beneficial for you, because we are in the world. Just because we are Christians, believe in God, we have our religious preferences, we have to know we are still in the world. We need to be good citizens. We need to remain resilient. Safer at home is true. You are safer at home, but remember, you have to be clean from yourself. Consider yourself as the contaminated person in the room, if there's nobody in the room but you, and make sure that you are washing your hands and using, if you're a Christian, I've given you some of those songs. Those good old congregational songs work. Hallelujah anyhow. Jesus, I never forget what you done for me. When you're washing and you're doing this, and sing those songs and get between your fingers and get your wrists. And then by the time you come to the end of one stanza of those, then you can rinse and you can dry. And then remember, if you touch your face, then you need to wash your face. And if you are not the only one in your home, then make sure that you are staying around people that you're always around. Introducing new people creates more opportunity and increased risk to contract COVID and any other, that's how we transmit. So really, for me, my message is always to you: be clean, be clean, be clean. Not because it's COVID. We're all doing it because of COVID. But if we all would always do it, then we would eliminate the spread of the majority of microorganisms that come in to plague our body, our families, our communities, our world. Thanks for spending this time with me. It's your coaching colleague, Dr. Brenda Bowers, giving you a Because We Are in the World segment, what you need to stay focused on so we can continue to stay on top. We are victorious as long as we stick together. Until soon, love and peace.